Hi everyone. My global awareness issue is adolescent drownings. I believe that this relates to both education and health and wellness. I looked at 3 different articles, one called Everyone Swims, a Community Partnership and Policy Approach to Address Health Disparities in Drowning and Obesity. The second one is Child Supervision Practices for Drowning Prevention in Rural Bangladesh. And then another one called Drowning United States. So the main issue I'm talking about is accidental drownings of children globally. Across the whole globe, there are thousands of children under the age of 14 is kind of the age range I was looking at that die each year as a result of accidental drownings. There's a bunch of factors that really play into the issue as a whole. Lack of education is a huge one. There's lack of education about the water itself, about, if you live in an area that's got high currents, a lot of people don't know that things could go bad just from that. A lack of education surrounding swimming in general, learning how to float, how to swim, lack of education about water safety, different protocols, different skills that kids can use. There's a huge lack of knowledge in life-saving skills. So if there was to be a situation, then what would someone do to help, how to save, how to do CPR, things like that. Another huge factor that plays into these accidental drownings is simply a child being unsupervised. I think a lot of people don't think about, people being around the water because, what could go wrong, but a lot of these instances happen when parents aren't looking. I believe that this relates back to education because I think that we can incorporate some of these skills into education, really, especially in areas that have more water exposure. We live in an area right by Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, the Niagara River, the Erie Canal. A lot of kids don't know how to act around water and cause themselves to get into some scary situations. I believe that this doesn't have a particular geographic area in the world that this impacts. I think that it happens all over the world, especially in areas that are, like I said, more near water, lakes, oceans, rivers, canals. But, it's a huge risk also with people with backyard pools. That's something that a lot of people don't think about if they're not gated, if they're not properly monitored. So I think really including these skills in education could really change this incidences. This doesn't just happen here in the U.S. This happens all over the world. But specifically in the U.S., it is ranked the 5th highest among leading causes of unintentional death in the United States. So the top 5 terrible thing to happen to a child, an accidental death. All over the world, about 10 people die from an unintentional drowning every day. And of these, there's usually 2 that are children that are under 14. So it's a really high number that this kind of gets thrown under the rug, doesn't get as much attention, but it's a really terrible thing. And if we did a little more, I think we can help change it.